Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff and I want to wish all of you all watching a happy 2022. 2021 was a rough year, you guys. So yeah, fingers crossed 2022 is a little bit better. Today we're checking out the last Yeezy to drop in 2021. It's the new Resin colorway of the Yeezy 450. Now we've seen the Resin colorway being used on other Yeezys before, specifically the Yeezy slides, and they looked okay. But on the 450s, this colorway actually looks great. Here's a look at the Yeezy 450 in the Resin colorway. When I first checked out the Cloud White Yeezy 450 dumplings, I had to borrow a pair from a friend, so I only had a couple of days with it and it felt okay. It was definitely a weird silhouette though, one that I don't think everyone can pull off. In fact, I'm not even sure if I can pull these off, but I know I still really wanted a pair. So this Christmas, my partner actually gifted a pair to me. So yeah, I guess that today's video is sponsored by my partner. Turns out he actually took part in the Atmos raffle for them here in Malaysia and he won the raffle but didn't tell me. So major points for the surprise but minus 1,000 points for keeping secrets from me. Coming to the shoes themselves, the Yeezy 450 Resin dropped on December 17, 2021 for a retail price of $200 in the US. The price point is a little high considering these shoes have no boost cushioning. Instead, it's a standard EVA cushioning. But I guess with these, you're really paying for the style and the hype factor more than anything else. Starting with the box, it's the same smaller, narrow box that we saw with the first Yeezy 450. It's still a brown draw-style cardboard box with the model name up top and the Yeezy 450 and made by Adidas branding on either side. Taking them out of the box, the shoes actually look really small. I think this is because the sock-like knit upper compresses so much inside the box. But I'm sure as you keep wearing the shoe, it'll sort of mold to the shape of your feet. Coming to the shoe itself and starting from the toe box, you have this really thick yellowish green resin color prime knit material, or at least I think it's prime knit. Adidas hasn't officially stated what material they're using here. Moving upwards, this knit material extends along the entire upper of the shoe. Although there are some minor tweaks in some areas to add more structure to the knit. At the top are these knit lace loops that pop out from the upper but seem to be part of the knit and is the same material as well. Weaving through those lace loops are these thick rope laces that seem to be similar to the ones we usually see on Yeezy 350 V2s. These are in the same resin color but slightly darker than the rest of the upper. Underneath the laces, since this is a one-piece booty construction upper, there's no separate tongue, but the pattern on the knit material does tend to change a tiny bit. It's a bit more stretchy to basically allow you to slip your feet into the upper. Moving upwards, coming to the ankle of the shoe, you have this sock-like collar area that really does feel like a pair of socks. It's very similar to those laceless Ultra Boosts from way back in the day. The material here is nice and soft and sits around your ankle quite comfortably. I do feel like this material might eventually get loose as it keeps touching around your feet when you slip your feet in and out of these shoes. But that will probably take a couple of years, and that's if you wear these every single day. Also, there doesn't seem to be much padding here either, which is weird. There's no padding around the heel and there's no padding underneath the tongue area. So your feet are just up against that knit upper. Now it's not uncomfortable at all. I mean, it would have been a bit more comfortable if there was padding in there. But it feels very similar to the old NMD City sock in terms of support. And then coming to the back, you'll see that the knit here is a bit more stiff in this area, just to give your heel more support and help with heel lock in this area. Coming to the inside of the shoe and moving downwards, there's a resin colored Ortholite insole, which has the Ortholite branding, the Yeezy branding, and the Adidas performance logo here, all printed on in a grayish color. Moving on, coming to the very organically shaped midsole, you'll see these foam finger-like things on the side that wrap up onto the upper. This is part of the midsole. So the shoe is actually pretty much mostly midsole in a way. The midsole feels really similar to the material used in the Yeezy foam runners, but I don't think that these are algae based at all. I think it's just a standard EVA midsole, but there's really not too much information on what Adidas used here. It is softer than the foam runner, though obviously not as soft as a Boost midsole. So I'm just assuming it's standard EVA foam that we've seen on other Yeezys like the 700s for example. It could also be Adidas Bounce or Light Strike, but there's no branding anywhere to confirm this. So yeah, we're just going with standard EVA foam. The midsole is comfortable enough, though the crazy design behind the midsole is really the main reason you'd want to get these shoes anyway. It looks almost like there's this alien thing trying to eat your foot. There's just so many different ways to describe the shoe. The design might not be for everyone though, so you'll definitely get some weird comments on it. The foam fingers are heat pressed onto the upper, and they sort of act like a midfoot cage to give your foot a lot of support all around, especially near the back where they kind of act like a heel cage. It does a good job of holding your feet in place, but sizing is very important with this shoe because it does tend to feel quite tight, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The only thing that I see being an issue here is dirt and mud collecting along the sides of the midsole, especially here in these U-shaped spaces. Judging from some of my friends who managed to cop the cloud white colorway and wear them out, this does tend to collect dirt as you walk around with these. This is why I'm actually happier with this darker color, because it won't look as faded or dirty from dust, and at the same time it's bright enough that the details stand out, unlike the black dark slate colorway. Moving on, coming to the bottom of the shoe, you have this resin colored rubber outsole that's basically one piece of rubber that bends along to the midsole. You'll also see the Adidas performance branding here as well. The wave-like traction pattern seems to be okay in terms of traction, though I feel like this is going to wear out pretty fast. But yeah, that's about it in terms of design. It's a shoe that's simple in terms of materials, but in terms of design, it's wild. Alright, coming to fit and sizing. By now, we all kind of know that Adidas sizing is always unpredictable, but Yeezy sizing has been more predictable lately, except with this one. The Yeezy 450 is a very tight shoe. I would definitely advise going up a half size if you can, even if you have regular narrow feet. The shoe doesn't really feel wide enough either. I'm a size UK 11, but I have really wide feet, so I went up a full size to a UK 12 here, and they fit great. I went up a half size and tried the UK 11.5 in the cloud whites, but that was just way too tight on my feet. Now these are going to be hard to find anywhere to try on before you buy, so just to be safe, make sure to go up at least a half size. So yeah, alright guys, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the Yeezy 450 in the resin colorway on feet. Man, I know these shoes are insane, but I'm so happy to finally have a pair. Best Christmas present I got last year. Like I said, I definitely advise going up a half size on these because they're so tight. They're not really the most comfortable Yeezys either, so you're definitely getting these more for that design than anything else. This is a pretty polarizing design though, so you'll either love it or hate it. But then you wear it outside and people see you wearing them, and then they will either love it or hate it. Personally, I think it's a really cool futuristic design. I've seen some people really pull these off and style them really well. If you're thinking about getting one, I definitely advise you research how to style them first, because otherwise these can look really odd. The resin colorway is pretty easy to style though. Not as easy as the black or white pair. Kanye likes to use neutral hues found in natural settings and landscapes in the Yeezy line. So you'll have to make sure whatever you're wearing can complement this color. Alright guys, so that's what I think about the Yeezy 450 in the resin colorway. As always, I'd love to know what you guys think about these shoes. Would you consider picking up a pair? Or are these just way too hard to style? Let me know right in the comment section below. Of course, if you want to see more photos of the Yeezy 450 in the resin colorway, you can check them out over on my Instagram account and maybe give me a follow at ClintonJeff. And hey, if you found this video helpful and you want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like button right below and maybe subscribe in case you haven't yet, because that would be massively appreciated. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.